Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to the South Main Auto Channel. That's a 2017 Subaru. That's the Forester. It's got the big 2.5. And I think somebody stole all the parking brake stuff off it. Lady brought it here for the inspection. There is no resistance on the parking brake whatsoever. Let's tear it apart, see what we got. See if we can't pull the whole caliper and bracket as an assembly. Where's the other little guy? There's the other. We'll stick those bolts up here. Compress it back a little bit. Brake job looks very newer. Well, this side's got everything. What the world? Maybe it's just the other side. Backing plates smoked. I did grab us some backing plates because I thought we was gonna need them. But this side has all its shoes on it. Let's go rip apart the other side because I grabbed us a whole bunch of used parts from the salvage yard because getting all this little fiddly stuff from Subaru is a pain in the hoo-hoo. So we'll leave this side alone even though the backing plate's falling apart. Relatively new bearing on there. Let's go tear apart the passenger side. Maybe I'm dead wrong. Whoa, dude. Lots of leverage. Lots of leverage. Astro pneumatic. Did we not grab a 14? We did. That top one doesn't feel good though. Getting time to trade in the old 14 deep. Things are getting wore out. Grabbed a 14 shallow. See if that's got enough bite. Yes, sir. I initially grabbed the 13.5 millimeter. From Astro Tools. They make half-size sockets, which are great in the Northeast. And it didn't fit. But there is no size between 13 and 14, unfortunately. No imperial size, anyways. As you have it, so the half-size sockets are really nice. Just push that piston back. Stick those up there, so everybody says. Ha! I was right. Well, I laugh, but we still gotta get that bearing out without destroying it. Then we'll see who's laughing. Backing plate on this side's smoked too. So we'll use one of our backing plates, use some of our jiggly bits we got from the junkyard. And good news is we have a cable here. That's good, because I did not get a cable because I thought it felt like cable moves. It was just nothing there. Let's grab a whatever size socket that is, 30 or 32. We'll grab us a 14 swivelly for the inside. And then I think, these usually don't come out too horrible, but the problem is usually to get the bearing off the backing plate, I whale the piss out of the bearing. We're gonna have to do it backwards. Once we get it off, we're gonna have to whale the piss out of the backing plate and hold the bearing. Okay, I think we can do it. Oh, look at that, that's nice. 32 mil, got it first try. Let's see if the old 3/8 gun's got enough lead in this pencil here. Oh, that one wasn't very tight. 14 mil swivel. Little tooth breaker. Wow, none of these are very tight. That's good. So they all came out. So yeah, Astro makes these swivel extensions. Got the extension built right onto the swivel. That way you can't send it flying to cut you in the teeth. Well, you can, but a little less likely. So let's do this. This thing's pretty clean. We're trying to save the bearing in this case. So we're going to thread these bolts back in here. At least we'll do the two on this side here. I will grab us a 14 mil socket. We'll bring out the dog. And we'll air hammer on that thing and see what happens. Bringing out the dog. SMA special edition from Astro Tools, the 498K. One of only two in the entire world. Stick our 14 mil socket up here. It's just your everyday run-of-the-mill 14 mil. Short, black. And on the back of it, I put a little adapter there from SP Tools. It's that you can go ahead and whale the piss out of an adapter. So we'll stick that on there. We'll come up here, we'll move our light. Hopefully we can get it where nobody can see. And then, yes, I do know that they make a shake and break adapter that goes right on there for your comment. 498 shank. We're good, trust me. Okay? The dog don't play. Out she comes. Yeah, that 498, she is a mean mamma jamma. It don't play. Alright, I think we're home free. Start getting that bearing out. Yes, sir. Like I say though, we gotta get the backing plate off it though without messing things up. Messing up my life. The problem is, so usually I get them to this point and I hang on to them like this and I wham, 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 bang, that hits the floor. We just gotta do it differently. We gotta do it differently now. Let's get our parking brake cable out of there. Good thing this thing ain't a rot box because this guy forgot to buy this little clip. I always forget this sucker. Gosh, I'm gonna have to get my dang glasses. The glasses thing wouldn't be so bad if I could walk around with them on, but the problem is I can't see freaking 3 feet away when I got them on. I need them to see up close. Okay, so there's that little clip. All right, so you gotta save that or buy yourself one. Now what you wanna do is spray in a little bit of hope. Okay, not gonna do anything for getting it out, but I hope that comes out. All right, that's a 12 mil. Oh, I didn't even break it. Doesn't matter if it does because we are replacing the backing plate. Did that? See? That's what hope does for you folks right there. I don't know. Oh, I think that was intentional. When it has the zip tie on it. I didn't even notice that. Well, at least they weren't complete scumbags. Only partial scumbags. And look at this, the bearing. Are we in Florida? Is this Florida? Let's have some good juju today or something. Had that in a while, huh? It's because my old editing software, Video Pad Editor, was friggin' amazing program for super cheap, worked great, and then they fixed it. So now that program's complete garbage now. Done the 9,000 emails back and forth and just not getting anywhere, so I had to switch. Now I run one that you need to have a 37-year college education to even figure out. The Adobe Premiere Pro. Way too far advanced for an idiot like me. There's your Subaru number. So that's what we're dealing with. Let's see. Oh, we got to think about this one there, mister. You see how this is cast right there? I don't know if you'll be able to get your pin back in there. You might be able to. Let's throw the park and brake shoes together on this backing plate prior to installing it. I'm certain that there's clearance for this. The only reason I was telling you about switching editing software and stuff is because to add the sound effect for the brake clean, you know, it's like 38 more steps and whatnot and what have you. So I took this out on the old wire wheel. Oops, these are pretty tight fit. I just wire wheeled up there. I didn't sandblast it, just wire wheeled it so we can slip it in so nicely. Let's put the park and brake stuff together. I haven't even looked in the bag. I called my junkyard guy. It's a junkyard guy. Says bring a Subaru in there and give me all of the park and brake mechanisms. Done, he says. Get her done. That's not what he said. His name's Larry. Oh, Larry. So he said he got it all for me, so that's nice. Let's see, which side do we need? This goes on the car like this, and the park and brake's there, so we need one of these. We'll pick the best of these two. We'll say this one. Oops. Need one of these. That goes like that. Oh, we got an adjuster, so we need one of those. We're gonna need a couple of these. One crooked one, one straight pin. We're gonna need one of these. Are these both the same? Negative, Ghost Rider. We gotta figure out which bar we need. That, this and that, and this and that. And we need one of these springs. We need to see if any of this is the same. This spring is the same. Okay. We're missing one of the lower springs. Is it stuck on the back of a shoe? Oh, good thing we're not doing both sides. They screwed us. We got screwed. So we need that. Two of those, one of them. Okay, so we've got everything except for one of the lower retainer springs. But the other side has it, so it doesn't even matter. I'm gonna put this other stuff back in the bag. I don't know if the customer will ever need it, but we'll have it. I believe both adjusters are just ordinary right-hand thread. That one is, and that one is as well. Let me see which one of these we need. We'll compare it to the other side. All right, I think we're in good shape for the shape we're in. Are we going to be able to hook up the cable? That's a great question that you have. The answer is I don't know. So let's just hook up this side for the time being. All right, we'll do that. We'll hook up that side. This is completely unnecessary, I think, but we're going to do it anyways. If this was a typical set of brake shoes, you would lubricate your moving points here. This parking brake will never get used, just FYI. So we're going to throw that out there, or out in the open. And this side here, I believe, takes the straight one. Stick our straight pin in. Drop of that like so. We're gonna need our little brake springy tool, so go ahead and drop that back out. Slip it back in. We'll hold it like so. Put that baby there. Grab your magic tool. Get everything lined up. Push, 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 turn. There it is. Huh? That's a handy tool, you're saying? Yeah, it just turns the end of the nails. Yeah, I think we're wasting our time here putting together on the bench because we need to be able to hook the cable. Let's slip our cable through, get this hooked up. We'll just do it the old-fashioned way. For the record, I found the other spring. It was underneath our backing plate. Let's get a little anti-seize compound here. And let's goober up the hole where our cable's gonna go. Just in case somebody someday down at Wilbert's wants to take this thing off. We're gonna make life easy for them. Easy living, boys. All right, get that little clip. We'll take our cable, slip it in very gently. Before we put our bracket on, let's put this little clip back in here. You can go from the bottom, you can go from the top. Doesn't matter. That's back in. Slip that back up. Come on, fella. There's that. Find a bolt you can stick in there. We'll use this one. Let it swing. Huh? That's gonna piss somebody off. Whoa, easy fella. Let's go like this. Let's stick your ordinary 3/8 bolt through there from the bolt pile. Just to hold our backing plate. All right, we still got a 14 out here. Oh, this guy took care of all of them. But I don't know. Reminds me of my neighbor. I don't know. There was this old guy I lived next to. His name was Barry. When me and Mrs. O first got married. Mrs. O did not like this guy. Because he always used to tell me, you know, variety is the spice of life. He would say that in reference to me to go find a different woman. Yeah, he's a grouchy old man. That's what he always says. I don't know. Always complaining about everybody. I assume he complained about me too, but I don't know. This one's tricky because you got to be able to get this one turned correctly. Nope, this one's got to turn the other way. So this one has the notch out of it to clear the park and brake lever. So you got to make sure that you rotate it in the correct orientation so that notch goes around your little park and brake lever. Okay? Okay, children? We can still get our bolt out. So that's good. We'll put our little equalizer up here. Make sure everyone's equal, man. Oh, what else we got here? Oh, let's see, what do we have here? Having a hard time. We had a double B blast the tire. Must have been on the bottom of the pile from China because that sucker was really flattened right out. Double B blaster. There we go. We got the wrong, let's see, I think I should hook from the top. Let me check the orientation of the hook of the other one. Maybe I miscalculated here. Negative, must be just how it goes. Both of the springs are exactly the same. There we are. Yeehaw. Now we need to lubricate this little guy. It's moving pretty easy, but we'll throw a little anti-seizing compound on there. Smear that on the threads. I'd say most of this is a waste of time, but we'll still do a halfway decent job here. Wipe off some of that schmoo, make sure this side turns freely. Okay. That goes there, and that goes there. When we crank it up, it gets longer. And then, what is this in? What's on there? I'm gonna imagine that hook's in those little hookies, because usually the spring here is what holds. Yeah, we better go. Let's go look on the other side. Usually the spring is what holds the star wheel adjuster. I'm gonna say that it ends up going in those little reliefs there, but I'm not so certain. I'm gonna go take a quick peek. Way to go, Idaho. There we are. That keeps our adjuster from rotating. Hee-haw, okay. Well, that was it, that was fun. That was fun and exciting, huh? We'll take and scuff them up a little bit. Turn your head for a minute. It's not hanging by the hose, by the way. Off camera there. In case anybody's wondering. It's not a hose anyways, it's a cable. And that's what they use on cranes, cables. Oh, come on. Alright, that'll kind of stay there like so. We won't get our new bearing. We'll get our old bearing. I was going to say we'll get our new bearing. I think this is the first time in 10 years I've been making YouTube videos. 10 years in a month. 10 years in a month. Say the 14th? Nope, today's the 8th. Never mind. That we've ever reused a wheel bearing. What the frick, man? I can't. Get off there. We're gonna do it like this. Go the old fashioned. I need to make damn sure that thing's in all the way there. Okay. A couple forces against us here. Damn it, he not being able to frickin' see, man. Stupid glasses. Okay, there we go. Oh, now I can see. It's part of life, I guess. Why won't that frickin' bolt push through? It's part of life, man. At least it's my eyes that are quitting working and not something else, you know what I mean? Alright, I don't know where my socket is. It's right here. Right where I left it. I'll reach up through. Let's get this one bolt started. Torque setting numero uno. It's kind of weak sauce, but we don't want to over tighten it because we want to be able to torque that to factory specs. Okay, there we go. They're all snugged up. Axles all the way through. Let me go grab the torque spec there, folks. Looks good for my house. Right here. Uh-oh, we're almost out. There it is. Just like brand new used. I always feel worthless after lunch. Not worthless, mostly tired. Wish I could take a little siesta. That would be great. I'm gonna take and do the course adjustment here on the park and brake shoe. One click at a time. So I'm just gonna keep turning the adjuster out here. Let me just hold this thing spring back so I can just reach up in there and turn it with something else. Here, we'll use this tool. Just kind of wheel her out here a little ways. You can hold that spring out of your way, you can move it quite a bit faster. We just want to get it a little bit closer than it is. If you're wondering why I bought all this stuff used, I don't know if I told you or not, but I started looking this stuff up from Subaru, and it was rather expensive for what it was, for all the little trinkety stuff. Like I say, it just kind of sucks. It's never gonna get used, you know. But okay, now we're a little too tight. Perfect. But in the People's Republic of New York, we are required to check parking brakes for inspection. I don't do any shady here, so if you want a legit sticker from my shop, everything needs to work. Including your parking brake. Which I'm an advocate of the parking brake. I like the parking brake. I use mine every time I start my truck. Just a habit, an easy habit to get into. Just use your park every time you stop. Before you put it in park, you put your parking brake on and put it in park. Okay. There we go. That worked good. We're not over adjusted. Let's grab a little piece of emery cloth. We'll wipe them off and then we'll just throw the brakes back together and we're out of here. Just trying to save my customer a few bucks. They have they have this car plus another car, and their other car needs to be replaced, so they're gonna spend some money on that. So if they could save a few bucks on this, then they can apply it towards their new vehicle, their used vehicle. And this is already going to be like stupid. These things from Subaru are ridiculous, like ridiculously priced. And people say, why don't you just do it without it? Well, here's my experience working on Subaru. That's a good question. Just, you know, take the backing plate, throw it in the trash. What I have noticed, or what our observation has been here, working on Subarus and Hondas do this primarily. If that backing plate is gone, these rear brakes won't last 6,000 miles. For whatever reason, when this backing plate is gone, it will destroy that inside pad. And we see that enough so that, you know, that's true. And because we would get cars that would come in and backing plates are missing, and I say 6,000 miles, probably more like 10,000. But realistically, like, you know, comes in for its third oil change and we're like, hey, you need back brakes, lady. And they say, oh, you just did them. And outside pad's like brand new, nothing seized up, everything's cool. Yeah, sure as sugar, you know, the backing plate's gone. The Toyota Priuses will do that. We've had some Prius customers. Same situation. We gotta get a 14 mil. I don't know why we took care of everything. I'm gonna take and get this caliper torqued back to factory specs. We'll grab an actual axle nut that doesn't belong on the car, take up space here. We'll get our axle nut torqued to factory spec. And then we gotta throw that other side together, and then we gotta see if the parking brake works. Looks like everything's hooked up on this side. Kind of sucks, the backing plate's just, you know, rusty. The top of it looks pretty good, but down here it's a little rusty. As long as it stays out of the rotor, it'll be fine. We'll see where we're at. Probably adjust those out, just a couple of clicks on this side. Feel them just touching, so we're good. We'll go around and burnish them a little bit here. I think we're gonna be all right. Let me get this side tossed together and get them torqued to factory specs. Hey, it's that guy. We're gonna try to give this the best chance of living a long, prosperous life here in the Salt Belt. We'll spritz down the backing plate. That side of the knuckle. All right, that's good. Then we'll flip our light around. This side here is probably gone past, but we'll give her a little spritz for good luck. And then the next time this car needs a rear wheel bearing or something like that, then they can mess with the backing plate on this side. But you know, if you're trying to pinch a few bucks, then I would leave it because we will meet the requirements, the technical requirements of New York State's inspection. All right, everything looks pretty decent there. Looks pretty decent there. Let's cross our fingers, hope it works. Car's really not too bad, not all rotted out. Oh, control arms have been done. This control arm needs to be done. I know that. Their ball joint's just starting to get a little bit loose there. I already did the one a long time ago, but yeah, front backing plates are pretty well toast as well. So, anyhow. Alrighty. Gotta pump up our regular brakes. Calipers push back. Alright, let's fire this pig up. 124 on this old girl. Back her up a little. Oh, parking brakes on. Oh, let's see here. Parking brakes on. Comes up the appropriate amount of clicks and works like a charm. Pull her back in here. Now I can go do some e-brakes. Alright, works good. I'm just gonna drive around town here, burnish it in a little bit, which that's easy. You just take and you know, just drive steady and, you know, pull it on and off a few times to let it seed into the drums. And like I say, it's never going to get used again, but it is what it is. At least it'll legally pass inspection now. Everything else on the car was cool. You can't fail for a loose ball joint in New York. If your seatbelt indicator is out or your gas cap's missing, we're gonna get you. But your ball joints, they can be falling straight off from the vehicle. Right, exactly. That's what I said. I even called the state. I've called the state on multiple occasions to question that, and each time I am told that the ball joint is neither part of the steering or the suspension. I kid you not. I can't make up stuff that stupid. Only people that work at the state DMV can. And that's what they tell me. Ball joints are not part of steering or suspension. Kingpins are, they told me, though. You got a loose kingpin, you're going to fail. So if we were to go back to 1970 and have kingpins on solid axle pickup trucks, that would fail you in New York State. And the other thing that can fail you is your thermostatic air cleaner. You know, 99% of you don't know what that is, but yeah, the stovepipe that used to come up from your manifold to your air cleaner on your carbureted car to keep it from freezing in the winter. Yeah, that'll fail you in New York State, you know, because that's a thing. Their rules and regulations are flawed severely. There are many things on there that are not relevant today. And, you know, in the emissions portion of it, the thermostatic air cleaner is one of them, because any car that has a thermostatic air cleaner is exempt from emissions anyways, because it's so frickin' old, it's only getting a safety inspection. Same thing with the fuel inlet restrictor. We have to have a fuel inlet restrictor. Do you know why? So you don't accidentally fill your car with leaded gas. Who remembers leaded gas? Oh, none of you are raising your hand? Oh, only some of you are, but you're frickin' 70? You know, so we've got to check to make sure we have fuel inlet restrictors so nobody can go to the pump and buy any of that spicy leaded fuel. Let's see, how long has it been? Yeah, it's been like 50 years, New York State, okay? And again, I could go on with all the nonsense laws that they never change or never have been adapted, so. But I don't make them up. We just have to follow them, because in the PRNY, if you lose your state inspection license, which they are often after you to get, it's their number one goal is to come and fine you and find what you did wrong and audit you every year to make sure you're not doing it right and take your license. I don't know why, but that's their number one goal. So we just follow the laws that there are. If you need a lick 'em, stick 'em, though, let me know. I know 4 or 5 shops by here that stick them right on there for you. Why don't you go lick and stick a comment in that comment section? That's spicy. Insty, Facebook. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.